Once you get past bonfire night, November really is just a long, chilly wait until the holiday season. Fortunately, we've got another bunch of great Xbox deals to help brighten up those dark nights. Today's video is brought to you by the CRYSİS Remastered Trilogy, including 3 action-packed first-person shooters known for their gorgeous visuals and silky smooth gameplay, optimized for Xbox Series X and S. Grab your nanosuit and a vast arsenal of modular weaponry and fight off the invading aliens to ensure humanity's survival, all optimized for your Xbox Series X and S.
Grand Theft Auto is all the rage once again thanks to the recent release of the delectably remastered trilogy, containing GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas, which is currently available on Xbox Game Pass. Between these 3 classic titles and the most recent one, which is set for its own luscious next-gen release sometime in 2022, there is of course the gritty, grimy tale of Niko Bellic in Grand Theft Auto 4, which is now 65% off. An Eastern European war veteran who comes to Liberty City in search of a better life, Niko quickly finds himself drawn into the world of gangsters, loan sharks, and secret agents. With his delightfully sleazy cast of characters and bustling sandbox environment to explore, Grand Theft Auto 4 is an endlessly entertaining entry into Rockstar's flagship series. Although it's not the only one of their criminally good games that seem to have fallen off the back of a truck this week.
To celebrate Xbox's 20th anniversary, last week saw a whopping 76 more classic Xbox and Xbox 360 titles added to the already exhaustive collection of backwards compatible games. And since you can now tuck into Red Dead Revolver on your Xbox One or Series X and S, why not follow it up with Red Dead Redemption, which is now 67% off? While many sequels are content just to add a little spit and polish, Red Dead Redemption totally reinvented the series by turning it into the sprawling, open-world adventure that we all know and love. From brawling it out in saloons while the peony man jangles the keys, to getting into a quick draw contest with some mouthy gunslinger, or just sitting around a fire in the desert eating some beans, Red Dead Redemption lets you do pretty much anything you've seen in a classic spaghetti western. And if you're in the mood for more retro thrills, we've also got a video highlighting 10 of our favourite backwards compatible games from the recent editions. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to stay informed and up to date on all things Xbox.
If you love Rockstar's open worlds and hilarious characters but aren't quite in the mood for the high-stakes action of criminal enterprises or epic revenge quests, then Bully might be more your style. Set within the fabled halls of Bullworth Academy, you play as a new student named Jimmy Hopkins. And that means you have to do all of the usual school things: attend class, take part in sporting activities, hang out with your friends, and perhaps even strike up a romance with your latest crush, whoever they might be. In the bigger picture, Bully sees Jimmy battling against the various cliques which roam the school, but like all of Rockstar's open world games, it's also great fun to just wander around and see what kind of trouble you can get into, which is what your school years are really for anyway, right? Packed with a bunch of extracurricular content, the Scholarship Edition of Bully is now 60% off.
Anyone who's spent any time amongst GTA 5's online community will know that street racing is also a huge part of the Rockstar experience. If you fancy a game that's devoted entirely to that, have a crack at Midnight Club Los Angeles, which is now 33% off. Set in a beautifully recreated and efficiently shrunk down version of LA, Midnight Club gives you the freedom to roam the streets and take in the sights. Watch how you're driving while you roam though, otherwise you're liable to hear a certain whoop whoop, which I have it on good authority is in fact the sound of the police. On the other hand, reckless driving is absolutely encouraged once you've found a race to take part in, as you do whatever it takes to dominate the streets and rise to the top of LA's rubber burning scene.
Last up in our Rockstar collection comes the game that probably feels the furthest away from their general vibe, Rockstar Table Tennis. Where their other games give you entire cities to battle over, here you are limited to the narrow confines of a bright green table, armed only with a little wooden paddle. And yet in a weird way, learning how to dominate in this environment is every bit as satisfying as gunning down a rival gang, just a little bit less violent. With its intuitive control scheme and fast-paced action, Rockstar Table Tennis plays exactly how you'd hope it would, capturing both the twitchy frantic drama and the conniving tactical side of the game. Now 60% off is absolutely ideal if you love a round of ping pong but don't quite have the space for a full-size table in the middle of your living room.
Also on offer today is Hunt Showdown, which is now 55% off. If the success of Among Us has taught us anything, it's that when it comes to multiplayer gaming, we all absolutely love the chance to get one over on our friends, and Hunt Showdown is the perfect game for indulging your more devious instincts. Each player takes control of a bounty hunter, tracking down one of the game's monstrous bosses. And this alone would actually make a pretty great game. Each fight is an intense tactical encounter where your meager ammo reserves force you to make every shot count. But it's actually after you take down the big bad that things get really interesting. While you make your way towards the extraction point, every other player is pinged your location, providing them with the chance to swoop in and steal the rewards for all your hard work. Although we're sure that you guys are all too honest to do that, right?
Next up, we've got The Darkness and its sequel, another couple of blasts from the past which are ideal for anyone in the mood for a bit of genre-blending carnage. Jackie Estacado has his share of problems. Not only is he the nephew of a paranoid mafioso with murderous intentions, but he's also carrying a demonic family curse, which has a tendency to dismember and devour those around him. So he's kind of like going through it. Sort of like a very gothic take on The Godfather, this macabre mafia story makes for an exhilarating third-person shooter where you combine regular gunplay with Jackie's demon powers to tear your enemies limb from limb. And I do mean that quite literally. Best of all, either entry in this devilish double bill can now be yours for an unholy 80% off.
Going for a slightly different sort of retro vibe, Cuphead is a rapid-fire shoot-'em-up with an intoxicating art style inspired by old-timey cartoons like Steamboat Willie. From our porcelain-headed protagonist himself to the various bizarre enemies he encounters, to the little details nestled in the background of its hand-drawn backgrounds, every frame of Cuphead is just totally delightful. It's the sort of game that makes you want to just sit back, relax, and soak up the beauty of it all. But it's also the sort of game that will mercilessly pulverize you if you do so for even a second. Because, make no mistake, despite its cutesy aesthetic, Cuphead is a hard-as-nails shoot-'em-up, which requires quick reflexes and swift puzzle solving if you don't want to end up as a very adorable pile of cup fragments on the floor. Now 30% off, it's sure to enchant and enrage you in about equal measure.
Ever since Age of Empires 4 hit Xbox Game Pass, PC players have been all set in the real-time strategy department. But if you're looking for the kind of relaxed, pared-back RTS experience that you can enjoy on your console from the comfort of your couch, Civilisation Revolution is the way to go. The basic Sid Meier formula is all present and correct. You pick a civilization and try to guide them from sticks and stones to space travel, taking whatever path there seems the most appealing. You can put all your eggs into the science basket, building up the most technologically advanced society the world has ever seen, or you can focus on your military instead and go beat all the other civilizations up. See how far their learning books get when you're at the door with a trebuchet. Whichever way you choose to play, you can now do it for 75% less.
Last, but definitely not least, we have The Misadventures of a certain PB Winterbottom, now 80% off. Like Cuphead, this game harkens back to a simpler time in on-screen entertainment with a black and white style based on the silent movie era. Dialogue even takes place via title cards. It's all just incredibly charming. The titular hero, Mr. PB Winterbottom, has a unique ability that allows you to record your movements for a limited period and then spawn a clone of yourself to repeat those actions on a loop. While some might have tried to use this incredible power to better humanity or seek fame and fortune, good old Winterbutt likes to use them exclusively to hunt down pies. He's just a man who knows what he likes. His humble quest provides the player with all sorts of brain-crunching puzzles to solve as you try to wrangle your clones together in just the right manner to deliver those precious pastries. Who can blame him?
Thanks to the CRYSİS Remastered Trilogy for partnering with us on today's deals video. With optimizations such as high-def textures, improved lighting, and up to 4K resolution at 60 FPS, you won't want to miss out. Want to see more? Then check this out.
We found something buried in the rock. This discovery could change the future of the planet.
If you can hear me, you've got to get everyone off this island. These things are waking up.
Welcome to the future, son. Welcome to the war.
Immediate evacuation to the mainland is underway.
Welcome to New York. Version 2.0. A bowl?
All the men died under your command because you
We're just following orders. If you'd been wearing a suit, we'd all be dead. You being human woman is what saved us.
That's all for this week, but don't forget to check out the rest of the Black Friday deals to make sure you snag yourself something fun to play. Thanks for watching, and feel free to like, subscribe, and ring that bell on your way out.